The Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCTA, Ezenwo-Nyesom-Wike, says tremendous progresses have been recorded in some major infrastructure projects across the nation's capital. The minister expressed profound satisfaction with the pace and quality of work on the project following an inspection tour. He conveyed confidence in the contractors to deliver high-quality jobs within the agreed timelines. Turning his attention to the ongoing renovation of the ICC, the minister recalled the vision behind its establishment as recently highlighted by former President General Ibrahim Babangida in his memoir, noting that the aim of constructing the ICC was to create a world-class venue for international conferences and meetings. He lamented the deterioration of the ICC under private concession. The minister emphasized that the ICC, upon completion, will be a source of national pride. He also used the opportunity to call for the continued support of the FCT residents, including traditional rulers and youth, for the government effort to deliver impactful projects. In a similar vein, the minister expressed deep concern over attempts by some indigenous inhabitants to sabotage the developmental efforts of government in the FCT over the issues of compensation and relocation. Speaking during his monthly media chat, the minister said compensations have been made several years ago by the federal government to the original inhabitants of communities in the FCT, while the process of relocating them was also ongoing. He condemned attempts to disrupt the development efforts of government. The minister regretted that some of the people who have already been compensated were still demanding further compensation from the government, adding that the government will only pay what is appropriate. On complaints about the adequacy of compensation, the minister clarified that the FCTA has tried to give a human face to each relocation exercises and has, in some cases, doubled the amount originally provided by law for compensation. Speaking on the structures recently demolished along road corridors in the FCT, the minister said they were removed to pave way for road projects in the interest of the public, adding that the government has also offered to compensate and relocate the affected residents. He frowned at the demands for construction of alternative houses by the original inhabitants. The minister clarified that the FCT administration will only construct houses for the residents when an entire community is being acquired by the government, not when a few houses on the road corridor were being removed. Speaking on efforts to improve public transportation in the FCT, the minister announced plans to partner with the private sector to provide a safe and efficient transportation system in the FCT and highlighted the construction of bus terminals in various parts of Abuja as part of ongoing efforts. Regarding youth empowerment, Wike expressed disappointment at the attitude of youths to empowerment programs of the government.
I did my chance to say I thank God Almighty and I thank the product tribune for giving the opportunity to be part of this administration to contribute. Each day I go to the rural area, I feel so happy. Yesterday I was in Saburi. Look, I was in Saburi. Remember, this year we flagged off that project. And of course they never believed it. It's a normal political thing. You come and flag on the whole thing will die. Unknown to me, what I flagged up, I thought was just a statue. Yesterday, I was there. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at the happiness of citizens. It was heavily populated by the Igbos, traders. Immediately I came out from the car. Go, see jubilation, see happiness for the people. We have never seen a minister here. That job will be completed this December. Now I went further to a road they call Dede that will take you to a life camp. I told them that the procurement process was on. Do you know as God been having, as I came to the office this morning, BBB has sent the approval for award of that road to Lubricant Consortium, which we have now forwarded to the Federal Civil Council approval. The whole of that area, come and see what is governance, what is dividend of democracy. People are happy. Now, I want to Buhari Ushafa, one army college or military college, this and that. The day we flagged off that project, it was something else. You can see tears rolling out from the eyes of the people. they've never experienced this. A government, a federal government, with the area council, go to one village called Buari in Tokula, done by Satrako, to be commissioned this December. Go to Kwali, go to Abaji, go to Ewawalada. These roads will be commissioned in December. Now go and see the last 2 days, the last 1 week, our flag off. I went to Kwali. Now the road they call A2 to Pai and Pai to Gomani. Now see the politics in this country. A2 to Pai, no road. Now Pai to Gomani, they awarded the road.
Why?
You asking me why?
You are the minister.
How would I know? And that is why it's good to go and see. Do you know the entire road is about 35 kilometers? So they now took away A2 to Pai. So when I was going to say, where are we heading to? They said, no, we are going to, but this road, now what's going to happen to it? So when I go to the place, they call Pai to Gomani. So I now call the coordinator and the engineer. How did you award this contract from Pai here to Gomani when A2 to Pai? There's no road. What kind of this? He said, politics has come now. I said, no, don't work. I called the chairman of the FCTA committee. I called the House committee and I called the Senate chairman. I said, look, gentlemen, you have to help. There's no way I can get to Pai to Gomani if you don't do A2 to Pai. Rural area, farm area, flat land. And we're talking about food security, agriculture. Why would this country import food? In any case, even how do you do the farm? To bring back the food, how? Locally, I have two chairmen who are very cooperative. Chairman of House Committee, FCTA, and so they say, look, I said, look, you have this money for social project. This area, no, it's emergency. We must do it. And I agreed. Now we are doing A2, which is express road from Kwade, going to Abaji, to Pai. Then Pai to Gomani have been awarded. So in that now, we are doing now from A2 to Gomani, which is about 35 kilometers. Do you, look, the farm, my brother, you need to go and see. You will cry for this country. People just stay somewhere, do all kinds of things, and nobody wants to talk about it.
If I could add to that, that is connected to transportation policy. Because, I mean, yes, we've seen that you flagged off some bus terminals, and you also spoke partly about how the government plans to go about it. So could you shed a little more light? Is it going to be PPP? Is government going to buy vehicles? Are you going to come up with a sustainable transport policy for the city?
First of all, let us appreciate that, yes, what we're doing in terms of building bus terminals and this is okay. And then how you now going to run in terms of sustainability and let people appreciate and understand. Now, what we have agreed, government cannot only depend on private sector in terms of transportation. Why we allow the private sector to participate, government will on its own provide infrastructure. The infrastructure has to do with roads. The infrastructure has to do with the bus terminals. Now how do you run it? Bring private people, partner with government to make sure it's more efficient. Government is not a good business person to begin to run them. But government owes that duty to provide the basic infrastructure. And let me ask you, tell us the truth, from your experience, how many PPP government partnership has worked? Tell us the truth. I was a governor. People have traveled all over the world to bring a foreign investor to partner. These are stories that they'll give $1 million. These are stories. You owe a duty to your citizens. And with what we are doing now, what by January, February, when the bus terminals will start, people are now applying to partner with government to run it for it to become more efficient and effective. Well, about vehicles, it has to do with those who want to run the place.
You, as a rider to what you said, you said something in some interviews earlier about phasing out, commercial vehicles that you cannot really track.
Yes.
And now there will be a timeline of phasing that
Yes,
out and
yes.
then introducing the ones
Yes.
that you can track,
Yes.
and security, knowing the drivers and all that.
Yes.
So where are we on that?
That's what I was saying by January, that you can't allow private people to run taxis without profiling and without using the Abuja color. Shall be able to know who are these. So I was to reduce this level of what do you call it, one chance. Two. When you go to the bus and taxi terminals and you board a vehicle, they know the vehicle you are boarding. They know who is the driver. But if you go on the road on your own, taking risks, it's your business. But you see, you have an excuse now because government has not been able to provide where I can comfortably go and board a vehicle. So, but now government has been able to provide, for example. And then you still do not want to use what government has provided to go on your own. You have put yourself in such a...
Quickly before the break, sir, as part of your efforts to achieve your administration's mandate in the FCT, we have also seen recently the evacuation of beggars, and we understand, of course, this is for certain security reasons. But how do you, strike a balance? People are also saying that there's this sentiment, of multi-dimensional poverty and providing an alternative for them. We know they need to be off the street. How do you balance that?
I disagree with that. Totally disagree with that. Totally disagree with that. And that's the problem we have in this country. Some people believe that who are weak, who do not even want to do any work, take a profit of begging. There's a consumption going on their labor, for example. You have not made efforts to go there to work, but you're happy. How you bring your 15 children, about 6, 7 there's nowhere in this world where you can say employment has been provided for everybody. I don't agree with that. This is your idea that poverty. Tell me one country that have been able to solve the problem of poverty. Yes, there are degrees. We agree. But that shouldn't be where we're having security problems, security threats. You tell me because of poverty, as you always claim. I don't know when has there not been poverty in this country. What is the current prevailing situation? The point I'm trying to make is that we should not every time begin to use this as an excuse where people have come to use poverty as a security threat. Do you know that you see somebody sitting on the side of your house pretending to be a beggar, but is an informant? Do you know that? Giving that information when you have come in, when you are going out. And then you want a serious government to fall it down to say, because of poverty. Every time people say this, it's not fair. It's not fair. We cannot allow that. We can't continue to use poverty to allow insecurity.
While you are chasing beggars out of Abuja, there's a new security threat.
Yes.
I don't know whether you are aware already,
Yes.
which is the emergence and the expansion of partaker markets in Abuja.
What is that?
What
What about that?
partaker, those people who buy particularly iron products, they
Part of scavengers.
yes, they vandalize
No, it's
transformers and all of
that's
that.
what we're saying. So we have so many things that we're tackling. Now we have an actual task force made of all the security agencies.
You see them in the night.
You see them in the night now, working. They've been able to reduce the level of vandalization. Before it was bad. People go and remove solar powers that gives us light.
Transformers.
Yes. So they are now working in the night. In fact, the next one we can provide about 50 vehicles to security agencies to see that, listen, we can't continue with this. You trying to provide comfort. People are sabotaging what you're doing. That the government is not doing anything. How can you say so? Therefore, it's okay, no problem. All these scavengers, we have reduced them to a level. And I thank God with the health of security agencies we have, who are working assiduously, day and night. And we're giving them every necessary logistics to make sure that we reduce the level of vandalization. And I didn't know you even noticed it. And this is what we're talking about. You need to see, no serious government can succeed without being strong, without being hard. You cannot. Forget about this so-called, you call them society civil or civil society,
Yes.
who will never say anything good. Go make sure you're doing the right thing. There are people who just believe that a government must be brought down. No matter how the government is doing, it must be brought down. And we will not give opportunity to that. So we're here to fight insecurity, to give the residents of Abuja the comfort to live in Abuja, to give the businessmen in Abuja and women the comfort to carry out their businesses. That's what is important to us. Abuja is a city. We cannot allow it to the point that where you have diplomats, what would they tell you? What would they tell their citizens to come to Abuja? If you don't make Abuja safe, then forget Nigeria.
Baba Sunday, Eagles FM News.